The golden thread of royal legacy is quietly weaving its way into the present day through a young princess whose grace, poise, and unmistakable charm have already captured the world's attention. Princess Charlotte of Wales, just a child in years but centuries deep in heritage, is stunning royal watchers and insiders alike with her dazzling presence and a spirit that echoes some of the most iconic women to ever wear a crown. She is not merely growing up in the royal spotlight, she is rising into it. And now, all signs are pointing to one extraordinary truth. Charlotte is steadily and surely walking toward one of the most revered titles in royal history, the Princess Royal, a title currently held by her great-aunt, Princess Anne. From her very first appearance outside the Lindo wing cradled in the arms of the Princess of Wales to her confident steps alongside her brothers at major royal occasions, Charlotte has never been an ordinary royal child. There is something different about her. Something magnetic. Whether she's correcting her brother with a dignified whisper during a national anthem or waving with natural ease at crowds outside Westminster Abbey, Charlotte carries herself with a rare composure that belies her age. She is not simply a child of Prince William and Catherine, she is an heir to an extraordinary legacy of female power within the royal family. And that legacy is perhaps most notably embodied by Princess Anne, the current and seventh Princess Royal, a title awarded only to the eldest daughter of the monarch. Princess Anne has held this honor with unparalleled dedication, defining it with decades of service, unyielding strength, and a famously no-nonsense work ethic. To inherit this title is not a matter of birthright alone, it requires royal gravitas. And yet, Princess Charlotte appears to already carry the hallmark traits of the title that may one day be hers. Observers have marveled at her presence at royal funerals and coronations, where even the heaviest moments of state and ceremony have failed to rattle her. Dressed in elegant, protocol-conscious attire, Charlotte exudes the perfect balance between youthful innocence and regal discipline. She stands tall, she listens intently, and her eyes, those unforgettable Windsor blue eyes, speak of someone who knows her place in history, even if she does not yet fully grasp it. The road to becoming Princess Royal, however, is neither automatic nor assured. The title is not inherited by default, it is bestowed solely at the discretion of the monarch. It is reserved only for the monarch's eldest daughter, and only if the previous title holder has passed away. In this regard, Princess Charlotte's destiny is deeply intertwined with her great-aunt Princess Anne, who at 74, continues to redefine what it means to be a working royal. Still, if there were ever a child born to inherit this torch, it is Charlotte. Queen Elizabeth II understood legacy better than anyone, and in Princess Charlotte, royal fans see the echo of her late Majesty's steadiness and sense of duty. In Princess Anne, we see the living embodiment of relentless service. And now, in this new era of King Charles III, there is a visible preparation unfolding, a silent acknowledgement within the House of Windsor that Charlotte is being shaped for something greater. Insiders report that Catherine, the Princess of Wales, has taken great care to raise Charlotte with a strong sense of identity. Unlike in previous royal generations where daughters played secondary roles to their brothers, Princess Charlotte is reportedly being brought up with the belief that she is every bit as capable and significant as her siblings. Her education is rigorous, her manners impeccable, and her public appearances increasingly intentional. It is no accident that she mirrors her mother's polished style and Princess Anne's confident stride. These are not just familial traits, they are visual symbols, cultivated with care. Whether it's at Wimbledon, Easter service, or trooping the color, Charlotte now occupies a firm and graceful space within the royal narrative. Each wave, each curtsy, each knowing glance toward the camera is a stitch in the tapestry of her future. But this future also brings its weight. Being Princess Royal is more than a ceremonial title. It carries with it a legacy of leadership, of relentless work, and often of sacrifice. Princess Anne is widely regarded as one of the hardest-working royals, frequently undertaking hundreds of engagements a year. If Charlotte is to inherit her title, she must be prepared not only to wear a crown but to carry the burden that comes with it. Early signs suggest that she is ready, and that her parents are making every effort to ensure she is never overwhelmed, only empowered. King Charles III, known for his modernizing instincts and desire to slim down the monarchy, has also displayed a deeply traditional streak when it comes to matters of lineage and honor. Should he reign long enough and the title become vacant, it is within his power to pass the honor of Princess Royal to his granddaughter. And what a moment that would be! not only for Charlotte but for the entire monarchy. It would be a symbolic handing of the torch from one of the greatest royal women in living memory to a new generation poised to redefine royal womanhood in the 21st century. The public, too, plays a role in this unfolding story. Princess Charlotte has become a beloved figure, her likeness celebrated in children's books, her photos circulated with admiration, and her future watched with hopeful eyes. In a time of shifting perceptions of the monarchy, Charlotte is emerging as a symbol of its continued relevance, rooted in tradition but open to evolution. She does not appear burdened by her role but rather empowered by it. Still, the journey is long, and the crown's path is never linear. There will be years of quiet growth ahead, of schooling and private development. There will be challenges, public scrutiny, and moments of vulnerability. But if Princess Charlotte has proven anything already, it is that she thrives not in spite of the spotlight, but within it. And as she walks, shoulders back, eyes forward, toward the prospect of inheriting the Princess Royal title, she carries with her not just the expectations of a nation, but the hopes of a modern monarchy looking to its future. So what will that future look like when Charlotte finally comes of age? If today is any indicator, it will be radiant, principled, and rooted in the very best of the royal tradition. The Princess Royal title is not simply an accolade, it is a crown in its own right, a recognition of resilience, dignity, and service. And while Princess Anne continues to reign as its current guardian, the world is already turning its eyes toward the girl who might one day follow in her indomitable footsteps. The anticipation grows with every step Charlotte takes beside her family, every public engagement where she speaks with confidence, every photograph that shows a young royal blooming in plain sight. The echoes of royal legacy hum around her, whispering of future duties and honors, of a name etched into history not as a princess who was born, but one who rose to greatness. Princess Charlotte's journey is no longer just a tale of a young girl born into royalty, it is becoming a living portrait of what the monarchy might look like tomorrow. As we follow her from event to event, year after year, the image sharpens, and it becomes more and more clear that Charlotte is not merely growing, she is becoming. Those who know the history of the Princess Royal title understand its weight. Dating back to 1642, when Queen Henrietta Maria of France requested the style for her daughter Princess Mary, it has been bestowed sparingly and selectively. Only 7 women in history have held the title, and each one brought to it something deeply unique. From Princess Mary, who married William II of Orange and became the mother of King William III, to Princess Anne, whose iron-willed dedication has redefined royal duty in the modern age, the title has always been more than symbolic. It is a promise of steadfastness. And now, with Charlotte in the wings, that promise may soon be renewed. Chapter after chapter of her young life offers compelling evidence of her readiness. Consider her composure at Queen Elizabeth II's funeral, a moment that tested even the most seasoned royals. While adults around her mourned visibly and global leaders watched in reverent silence, Charlotte stood still and poised, her black coat neat, her hat impeccably placed, her curtsy to the late Queen a gesture so graceful that it echoed across the world as a moment of solemn elegance. Few children would be capable of such dignity, Charlotte did it without hesitation. Then came the coronation of her grandfather, King Charles III. Once again, Charlotte was not merely a passive presence. She moved with intention, stood in alignment with her parents, and maintained her composure throughout one of the most sacred rituals in the British royal tradition. Cameras caught fleeting moments, her glances, her steadying hand on Prince Louis, her whispered reminders to remain respectful. These are not the actions of a child caught in the swirl of royal pomp, they are the first steps of someone growing into her role as a stateswoman of the future. Even the fashion world has taken note. Charlotte's outfits, subtly matched with her mother's, always age-appropriate yet regal, signal more than just good taste. They are part of a carefully curated image, designed to reflect tradition while embracing modern elegance. Designers speak in hushed admiration about the power of the Charlotte effect, where her appearances often spark surges in demand for similar children's apparel. But this is not vanity, it is visual diplomacy, another layer in the public performance of royalty. At an age when most children are shielded from even neighborhood fame, Charlotte is navigating global attention with the grace of someone twice her years. Royal insiders, often cautious about speaking on the record, have hinted at how deeply involved the Princess of Wales has been in shaping Charlotte's early public role. Catherine, herself once trained in media and image handling, is said to be raising her daughter with a blend of warmth and unshakable expectations. The goal: a young woman who is compassionate, articulate, and grounded, yet fully aware of her symbolic place in the realm. William, too, plays a guiding role, treating Charlotte as an equal participant in family life, often seen holding her hand or explaining royal protocol during official events. Together, the Prince and Princess of Wales are quietly crafting the image of a future royal leader. And what of Princess Anne, the current holder of the Princess Royal title? Her influence on Charlotte may be more indirect, yet it is deeply profound. Anne's unrelenting work ethic, performing over 400 engagements a year, traveling to represent Britain in some of the most remote and politically sensitive regions, is now considered the gold standard for female royal service. It's no wonder that Charlotte, reportedly fascinated by her great-aunt's horseback riding and military patronages, often asks questions about her. If Charlotte becomes the 8th Princess Royal, she will follow a woman who redefined what it means to serve without complaint, to lead without fanfare. The dynamic between the royal women is evolving, too. Charlotte is growing up in a household where she sees her mother speak fluently with world leaders, comfort grieving families, and engage meaningfully with causes ranging from early childhood development to mental health. She sees her grandmother Carol Middleton, a businesswoman who built an empire from scratch, model independence and warmth. She sees Queen Camilla, a woman who once weathered brutal press criticism, now command dignity and respect as consort. And she sees Princess Anne, who walks ahead of everyone else in military uniform, fearlessly loyal and endlessly efficient. These women form the constellation around Charlotte. They are guiding stars as she writes her own chapter in royal history. But destiny is not a straight line, and royalty today is no longer what it once was. The monarchy is under increasing scrutiny from the public. Questions about relevance, cost, colonial legacy, and modernization swirl around the institution like a storm. For Charlotte to thrive, she will need to do more than simply maintain tradition, she will need to transform it. She will need to be a princess royal who listens, learns, and leads in ways that echo the values of a new generation. Already, there are early signs of what this modernity might look like. Charlotte is reportedly curious, bookish, and deeply empathetic, a lover of animals, with an affection for horses not unlike Princess Anne or Queen Elizabeth. Teachers describe her as engaged and kind, with a streak of cheeky wit that hints at both her human side and her resilience. At family outings, she's often seen looking after Louis, instinctively playing the protective role even as the middle child. These traits, nurturing, responsible, clever, are foundational for any future leader. Beyond her public image, Charlotte's global influence is quietly growing. She has already inspired books, charity campaigns, and global admiration. Around the world, royal watchers see in her a living bridge between past and future, a child who will carry not only the legacy of the Windsors but also the heart of a changing world. Her youth is no barrier to her impact. In fact, it is her very youth that makes her the face of renewal. A monarchy reborn through grace, humility, and strength. As the world tilts forward into uncharted territory, Princess Charlotte remains a reassuring figure. Her presence is both comforting and exhilarating, a reminder that while much around us changes, some traditions still evolve with wisdom and hope. Her path to becoming the next Princess Royal is not confirmed, but it is steadily being paved with dignity and promise. Every photograph, every wave, every quiet smile adds a stone to that path. And someday soon, perhaps not so far off, we may all witness a historic moment where a new monarch, her father, William, formally bestows upon her the title of Princess Royal, the crown of a lifelong journey rooted in duty and love. And when that moment comes, we will remember these early years. The way she walked into cathedrals. The way she stood beside her great-grandmother's coffin. The way she looked to her mother for a nod before waving to crowds. These seemingly small gestures are the threads that have been weaving Charlotte's destiny since the day she was born. And in that quiet weaving, something extraordinary is taking shape, a young girl who is not just growing into a royal title, but into a symbol of continuity, strength, and future hope for a nation. So now we watch, we observe every smile, every appearance, every subtle moment that adds depth to her unfolding legacy. And we hold our breath for what may be the most graceful transformation in royal history, When Princess Charlotte of Wales becomes the 8th Princess Royal of the United Kingdom, not by entitlement alone, but by character, devotion, and destiny. If you believe in the power of grace, legacy, and the future of the royal family, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment below. Let us know your thoughts about Princess Charlotte's journey so far, and what you believe she represents for the monarchy in the years ahead.